The second leg of a Central American knockout Clásico is here, and the Estadio Rommel Fernández is the boisterous backdrop. It's Panama and Costa Rica in the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal, with Panama carrying a 1-0 lead into this decisive night, and it is live. I'm Donnie Barnes. We'll look at the weather conditions in Panama City tonight. We had some rain and thunder showers move through earlier this evening, but we're expecting dry conditions for the next 2 hours plus 80 degrees at match time. It is pretty humid, and see if that affects players as we go deeper into this match. We are, of course, on the road to the Nations League final. The winner will advance to the semifinals, which will be played next March in Los Angeles. Panama hoping to return to the semifinals for a third consecutive edition of this tournament, while Costa Rica looking to avenge one of their darkest moments in recent program history. Remember, these two nations met at this exact stage of the competition last November, and Panama won convincingly. They continued that run by advancing to the quarterfinals of Copa America this last summer, defeating the United States in Atlanta and advancing out of their group at the expense of the host nation. And under head coach Thomas Christensen, they played a very attractive style, been able to achieve some great things with it. And they took the first leg of this tie on Thursday in San Jose as Coco Carrasquilla earned a penalty in the 65th minute and Jose Fajardo slammed it home. Panama limited Costa Rica to just a handful of half chances and frustrated the Costa Rican crowd. It was Panama's 6th consecutive victory over Los Ticos and their 9th in the last 11 games against them. Now, Panama do have a number of injuries and absences for this window. They're missing 7 players who featured for them at Copa America this summer. Didn't impact them in the first leg. Costa Rica need a big turnaround in this game. They've not won in Panama in nearly a decade. They will have to win tonight. Remember, away goals are the tiebreaker. So if Costa Rica could grab one on the road, that would change the whole complexion of this tie. You see the two teams taking to the pitch. In just a moment, we'll hear the national anthems of these two nations, and then we'll see the starting 11s and kickoff. It's Panama and Costa Rica in the second leg of the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinals, and it's next.
Atención, Rommel Fernández. Días atrás nos abandonó una gran leyenda del fútbol panameño. Y esta noche, Panamá y el Rommel Fernández le brinda un homenaje con un momento de aplausos para Ernesto Cascarita Tapia. Cascarita Tapia. A continuación, les pedimos ponerse de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Costa Rica. A continuación, nos preparamos para entonar las gloriosas notas del himno nacional de Panamá.
How lucky are we to get to live nights like this? Quarterfinal, second leg in the Concacaf Nations League. Panama, Costa Rica. Panama holding a 1-0 advantage from the first leg of this tie. Let's see the passion as the national anthems were sung. Full house here at the Estadio Rommel Fernández here in Panama City. They have been eagerly anticipating this game for weeks. Here is the starting 11 for Panama as they try to close out this tie and move on to the semifinals of this competition for a third consecutive year. Joel Edgar Bárcenas wears the captain's armband for them once again. Coco Carrasquilla, of course, the new CONCACAF Player of the Year. He was just named that for 2023-2024 just over a week ago. And he won the penalty in the first leg. Jose Fajardo scored that penalty, and he scored in the last 3 Nations League knockout games against Costa Rica now because he scored in both legs against them at this stage of the competition last year. Now our match officials, led by center referee Cesar Ramos, an incredibly accomplished official. He refereed the World Cup semi-final between France and Morocco in 2022. He's joined by Alberto Marin and Marco Bisquera as the assistants. Victor Caceres is the 4th official tonight, all 4 from Mexico. The ceremonial coin toss, the 2 captains at midfield. Francisco Calvo wearing the armband once again for Costa Rica in his 102nd appearance for them. The VAR room tonight is led by Eric Miranda, assisted by Oscar Macias, both also from Mexico. Now the starting 11 for the visitors. Costa Rica, who need a big turnaround tonight, and Kenneth Vargas gets the nod as one of those forwards. They will also have Alejandro Bran into the starting 11 today. One of 2 changes that interim head coach Claudio Vivas has made tonight. The other, Ariel Lassiter, introduced. Lassiter, an MLS veteran. There was an injury in the last game that forced a change in the defense, with Juan Pablo Vargas injuring himself just after he gave away the penalty in the 65th minute and having to leave the game. He was diagnosed with a slightly torn adductor muscle, so obviously not available tonight. So 2 changes for Costa Rica from the first leg, no changes for Panama. It will be Costa Rica wearing their away white kits to get us underway tonight with the kickoff. And this expectant crowd in Panama City, ready, they hope, to party. Costa Rica, of course, will try to spoil that party as Cesar Ramos puts his whistle to his lips. CONCACAF's most experienced official assigned to this game, and we are in motion in Panama City in the second leg of this CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinal. Panama and Costa Rica. Panama with the 1-0 lead, trying to close this out, hoping to beat their Central American rivals for a 7th consecutive time overall, hoping to advance for their 3rd consecutive year to the Nations League semifinals. And there is interim head coach Claudio Vivas, who is under huge pressure in Costa Rica. Lots of rumors swirling in the press over the last couple days that perhaps even regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, even if they come back and turn this tie around and go through to the semifinals, there have been reports coming out, allegedly from sources close to the Costa Rican Federation, that they are already looking at options to move on from Claudio Vivas, who took over in August on that interim basis after the sudden resignation of Gustavo Alfaro, who stepped down to take the Paraguay job. Now here come Panama charging into the area in their first attack of the night. Jose Rodriguez had to pull up, check it back, and pull it back. Now it pops back out to Rodriguez on that far touchline. Rodriguez against two white shirts. Stays in play along that end line. Hit the corner flag. It's still in play against that corner flag. Panama able to win it. Recycled by Christian Martinez. Panama had 60% of the ball in the first leg. Costa Rica really struggled to get a hold of it. Panama loved to possess, of course, loved to knock it around. Ever since Thomas Christensen took over in 2020, he has implemented that possession-based, very attractive style. Lots of one-touch movement of the ball. They like to tire their opponents out, frustrate them, keep it away from them. That's a good switch out to the left, and here's Cesar Blackman. Blackman interchanging, now on the overlapping run, gets to the end line, pulls it back. Shot was scuffed and taken rather easily in the end by Patrick Sequeira. Good chance for Michael Murillo. Panama sniffing for an early goal that would really put them in command of this tie. Costa Rica had some early success, put some early pressure on Panama in the first leg in San Jose. And they were able to force some turnovers with a high press. They were able to play some long diagonal balls that caused some issues for Panama. But once Panama adjusted to that, Costa Rica weren't able to generate much else, especially in the second half. They really struggled to string passes together and create opportunities. They have the ball here, at least for a moment. Kenneth Vargas couldn't connect further, though. First little spell of possession, though, for Costa Rica. Trying to calm things down. Only trailing by a goal. It felt like more than that at the end of the first leg. Looking for a free kick. Saw the assistant referee on the near side motion to Kenneth Vargas to get up as this ball is sliced out of play by Orlando Mosquera. It'll be an attacking throw for Costa Rica. A moment of concern for Thomas Christensen, who has become a rock star here in Panama over the last several years. Watching this team get off the team bus at the stadium today. Lots of cheers and shouts for all the players as they got off the bus, but the biggest cheer, the biggest roar was for Thomas Christensen, as this is lobbed into the area and flicked away from danger. Important header there by Edgardo Farinha. Just his 10th appearance for the national team, plays for Minnesota United in Major League Soccer. Better sequence, though, from Costa Rica. First time they've applied some pressure. Confident dribbles, and what do we have here? Is this a penalty? Referee has pointed to the spot. What an early moment for Costa Rica. Exactly what they needed. Now, is this a penalty or is it a free kick just outside the box? Referee Cesar Ramos appeared to point to the spot, and it appears he's pointing there again. It did look like the foul occurred inside the area. Let's double check. Oh, definitely. And Farinha, after that clearance a moment ago, just got casual here. Overconfident, clearly kicks right through Manfred Ugalde. Stonewall penalty, terrible mistake, huge opportunity for Costa Rica. They're handed an early gift. Now the question is, can they seize it? Looks like Julio Cascante is standing at the penalty spot, but he doesn't have the ball. Manfred Ugalde does. It looks like it's he who's going to take the spot kick. Wilfred Ugalde plays for Spartak Moscow in Russia. His 18th appearance for Costa Rica. He scored for them 3 times. This would be his biggest goal for them yet if he could put this away, but now he's handed it off, so it won't be Ugalde. And instead, it's Warren Madrigal. He scored 4 times for Costa Rica. Madrigal plays for Valencia's reserve team in Spain. He has had a long, long time to think about this. A chance to completely level this tie on aggregate score, on away goals. Will be Madrigal against Orlando Mosquera. Warren Madrigal. It's saved. Orlando Mosquera keeps Panama in front. And the gift was rejected by Costa Rica. It was such a strange build-up to the penalty. First it was Ugalde who took hold of the ball. Then he handed it off to Madrigal. It never quite felt right, did it? Madrigal never really looked that confident with his body language. It was a pretty tame penalty. Let's see it again. Mosquera reads it all the way. And for a penalty, that's a pretty simple save. Does well to get down. Here go Panama now, trying to ride that momentum. It's Fajardo, who scored his penalty in the first leg. That's the difference. And this is tipped by the goalkeeper. Patrick Sequeira completely misjudged that. It's going to be a corner for Panama. See it again from the straight-on angle. It's just not a good penalty at all for Madrigal. And even though it's very early, will Costa Rica get a better chance than that to get back into this tie? Such a huge mental blow when you miss a penalty early on like that, especially with the way Costa Rica have struggled against Panama lately, the way they struggled in the first leg. First corner of the night for Panama. The outswinger delivered toward the near post and flicked out of play by the very relieved Edgardo Farinha, whose casual juggle turned into that air kick that turned into the penalty, but not punished in the end. Throw down the line puts Costa Rica in trouble, and they give away a free kick. Really poor defending from Costa Rica from that restart. Totally caught out by a simple throw down the line, and it results in the first yellow of the match. Captain Francisco Calvo taking down Fajardo here. Costa Rica have to regroup mentally. You can tell they're still struggling with the after effects of that missed penalty a few minutes ago. They've been shaky ever since. You don't get many massive opportunities like that at the international level, of course, but you still have 80 minutes to play if you're Costa Rica. They have to defend this first. In from Rodriguez. All kinds of chaos, and it bounces just wide. It's going to be a corner. Came off a Costa Rican defender, was nearly an own goal. Vicious delivery from Rodriguez. Goalkeeper got something on it. I think deflected it off his defender, Julio Cascante. It was not convincing from Patrick Sequeira. Somehow that stays out for now. 10 minutes in. Another corner for Panama. Rodriguez again. And they'll do it one more time. This time stepped over, and then the outswinging ball delivered backside, wide open and screwed wide. Fidel Escobar timed his run perfectly. The delivery was perfect. His contact on the volley was not. Goal kick. Costa Rica got caught there after they played it to the near post a few times from those corners. This time, a long delivery to the far side. Costa Rica give it away again. Carrasquilla, neat flick. In some space, what a strike and a good save. On target with venom, beaten away by Sequeira. Out for a Panama throw. Christian Martinez trying to keep the tempo up. Carrasquilla. Good ball on the right. Edge of the box, whipped in left-footed again. Back post and flicked out for a corner. Important header defensively there by Jalen Mitchell, who they thought would be suspended for this game with yellow card accumulation. Then that suspension was rescinded, and so he's able to play, and he probably saves a goal there. Again, Bárcenas and Rodriguez around the corner. It is Rodriguez. Second ball for Bárcenas. Rodriguez again. Rodriguez tried to skid it across the face of goal. Costa Rica still can't get out, and they're forced to concede yet another corner. Bárcenas takes this one short to Rodriguez. Trying to create that space to deliver the cross. First touch not great. Bárcenas now creates the space, puts it in, deflected, still loose, and in! Panama lead 1-0 on the night. They lead 2-0 overall. And it is Panama in command, and total jubilation in Panama City. Costa Rica just couldn't get out. A long series of corners and set pieces. On the loose ball, finally scrambled home by Cesar Blackman. Initial cross took one deflection. And another deflection here off a defender's head. Blackman on hand for the finish. There was a quick VAR check to make sure there wasn't a foul. That's been cleared right away. So goal stands. Panama a goal ahead on the night, 2 goals ahead overall. That goal means that one way or the other there won't be extra time tonight. Costa Rica needs something, and that is wide from Ugalde. Well, Claudio Vivas, it's been a difficult week for him, and it's gotten tougher in these first 15 minutes. Such an opportunity for Costa Rica to silence this crowd and change the whole complexion of this tie. 4 minutes in when they were gifted a penalty. But the poor penalty kick from Madrigal, saved pretty easily by Mosquera. Panama have dominated since. They've scored the goal, now they have a free kick. Crowd yelling for a yellow. Cesar Ramos. Last warning for Calvo. That would have been a second yellow. That's why the crowd is so insistent. Let's see. Ooh, I think Calvo's pretty fortunate there. You see him immediately throw up his hands. Yeah, I fouled him. No big deal. That would have been a very big deal for Costa Rica if Cesar Ramos hadn't shown some leniency there. It's already going to be tough for Costa Rica. Not impossible. Remember, the away goals rule is in effect, so if Costa Rica got one, then they would be just another goal away from actually taking the lead on away goals. If it were 2-2 at the end of the night, Costa Rica would go through with those 2 away goals, since Panama took the opening leg 1-0 away from home. So a goal from Costa Rica could still change a lot of things, but that's a big if at this point, because Costa Rica showed very little capability of scoring in the first leg, missed the penalty early on here, and Panama smell blood. Here's Blackman, the goal scorer tonight. Cordoba and Carrasquilla. Tons of space on this far side from Mitchell. Murillo, that is, and Murillo with the step over. And of course, this is where Panama, with a lead to work with, can play that possession game. The Olays are already out for the Panamanian fans. And this is where they can just tease and play with an opponent and look for their openings. And they have an opening here for Fajardo, whose shot was deflected. Sekira able to gather, but Costa Rica totally on the ropes. Can Costa Rica find their way back into this mentally? That's the real question right now, because they look pretty defeated at the moment. There's still a long way to go in this game, of course. If they could find a way to find some kind of momentum and positive play soon. But that's definitely an if at this point. Handball, free kick, Panama, who have utterly dominated this game since the missed penalty in the 6th minute. Christian Martinez tugged back, and then I think the handball was given against Alejandro Brown. These Panama fans, of course, they don't just want their team to go through tonight on aggregate. They want their team to win this game outright, because there's that winning streak that Panama have against Costa Rica that's on the line tonight as well. Mentioned 6 in a row. Panama have beaten Costa Rica coming into this one, including last Thursday night in San Jose. Longest winning run Panama have ever had in this rivalry. It was a rivalry that for many decades was pretty one-sided in Costa Rica's favor. For Costa Rica, Honduras have always been their main traditional rivals in Central America. Panama have improved so much over the last couple decades. Made it to their first World Cup in 2018. Here is Blackman. More ooze as he shows off the skills, and Carrasquilla next. Clips it far side. Tons of space again for Murillo, who flashes it across the face. It was repelled at the near post by Calvo. But the one-way traffic continuing for now. Referee playing advantage. Martinez was guilty of a foul there. Costa Rica trying to turn that into something. That's neat interplay by them, and it's worked down this left side. It's going to stay in play for Madrigal. The flag has stayed down, and Madrigal earns a corner. And Cordoba demonstrative after blocking that cross. Good playing of the advantage by Cesar Ramos. Mentioned the experience he has in major international games. Showed that experience there, and it has led to this attacking set piece for Costa Rica. Boy, do they need something. Trailing 2-0 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. Outswinging ball, and headed over the bar. That was a half chance for the captain, Calvo. Had a pretty decent look from a header late in the first leg as well. Those are really the main opportunities that Costa Rica have created over the 2 legs so far. 3-headed balls from aerial deliveries. And that's not too surprising, because that has been Panama's main weakness over the last number of years. As well as they tend to play under Thomas Christensen, they have been brittle from set pieces. They've been very prone to giving up goals from corners and free kicks. So if Costa Rica were to find a way back into this tie, it may well come from one of those set pieces, and it almost came there. Blackman. Barcenas, all kinds of time, and then wasn't able to pick out a teammate at all. Madrigal after this won't get there. Official possession so far, 72% in Panama's favor. Costa Rica having a little bit more of it over the last couple minutes. Again, they scoop it down this left channel. Madrigal might have it fall for him. By the end line, did he keep it in play? Doesn't matter. It rolled into the goalkeeper's arms anyway, and it was across the end line for a goal kick. As we're midway through this first half. And going according to plan for Panama so far. Though, second giveaway by Barcenas in the last minute. Costa Rica have to make them pay for one of these. It's very conservative from them. They do work it around though. Have it down the left channel now. Low cross into the box, stabbed away. Farina with the clearance. From distance, great strike! Oh, wow! A pile driver in Panama City, and that changes everything. Costa Rica are back in it. Alejandro Brand. Spectacular. And Los Ticos have life. 1-1 on the night. 2-1 Panama overall. Talk about no chance for a goalkeeper. Orlando Mosquera could only stand and watch as Alejandro Brand didn't start in the first leg, brought into the starting 11 tonight by interim head coach Claudio Vivas. And boy, did that decision just pay off. And just when it looked like Panama might cruise tonight, might just party all night long and coast into the semifinals. Not so fast, say Los Ticos. But back comes Blackman for Panama. That's shielded out, and it's a goal kick. And remember, away goals are the tiebreaker. And so all of a sudden, Costa Rica, who didn't look all that likely to find a goal at any point tonight, didn't look that likely to score at any point in the first leg either. They suspected it was going to need something special, and they've gotten something special, and they need one more. And they would be in the lead if they could get it, and they might have a chance here, but out together is Mosquera. And you can hear the atmosphere in Panama City has changed. There are some real nerves now. They were thinking this was going to be a party all night long, too, after the early penalty save, followed by the early goal. That went out of play. That's a throw for Panama. Now this sellout crowd at the Estadio Rommel Fernández. Quiet for the moment after this from Alejandro Brand. Unstoppable, jaw-dropping. What a game, what a night. Long way to go still. How many twists do this one have still in it? Costa Rica fans wanted a foul, they don't get one. Vargas looking to lift one to the back post and then into the middle, intended for Ugalde. Chested down for a moment by Aguilera, who is then dispossessed by Rodriguez. Carrasquilla forward. Lots of space in that pocket for Rodriguez. Panama continue to find spaces in between those Costa Rican lines. But it is a much more subdued atmosphere at the moment. All these home fans wearing red. No shakiness from Panama, but the referee has blown for a foul as Martinez looked like he'd given it away, but was impeded. Run over more like by Brandon Aguilera. That goal by Alejandro Brand, by the way, was his first ever for Costa Rica. What a way to score your first ever international goal. Barcenas, Blackman. Murillo. Panama trying to stabilize things again. Get back to that patient possession play. And then to the line goes Martinez. Kept that in play. Cut it back. Out as far as Carrasquilla. Brand. Energized by that goal he scored, but gave it away to Martinez. And Martinez, the underlap for Murillo. Murillo across the face. Second goal alive. Shouts for a penalty. Referee waves that away. It's out across the end line. And it's a goal kick. Cesar Ramos says no way. Of course, VAR can take a look if they choose. But Ramos emphatic that that was not a penalty. Branis was defending, and he had allowed the attacker to get goal side of him just about. See what we can see here. I don't think there's going to be enough in that. Nope. Quick check. No penalty. On we go. That's a really good win with that header by Barcenas. Forward to Fajardo, who does really well himself and almost fed in Jose Rodriguez. Such a skilled Panama side. Total commitment on that challenge. Murillo thought he was fouled, and now the referee stops play, and Costa Rica are upset about that. And then further contact after the whistle. It's all boiling over in Panama, as you suspected it might. Half an hour gone, 60 minutes to go. We won't have extra time tonight one way or the other. Let's see this challenge again. Murillo got himself submarined by Manfred Ugalde. Rio back up. Applauded by the home fans. 15 minutes approximately left in this first half. It has become a really absorbing first half too. Right on the edge now. 2-1 Panama overall. But another Costa Rican goal would swing the tie in their favor on away goals if they could grab the next one. That is the kind of drama that away goals create. When that rule is in effect and that tiebreaker is in play, as it is in these Nations League quarterfinals, it creates so much tension in games like this. One goal either way completely changes the complexion. Panama sitting off the ball, daring Costa Rica to try to play it through them there, hoping to create a counterattack off a turnover. Costa Rica weren't taking the bait. And long from Sequeira. Costa Rica win the second ball. That was well played by them, that whole sequence. Referee says get up. Pulled back to the top of the area. Stabbed back by Aguilera. Kept moving to the right side. This is Mitchell. Jalen Mitchell somehow keeps it alive. Aguilera strikes and it's blocked. Really good closing by Jose Cordova. So it looked like Aguilera had tagged that pretty well. Aguilera's never scored for Costa Rica. He scored in his last club game just over a week ago. That was his first goal in 7 months. So the Costa Rican fans were hoping that would boost his confidence coming into this tie. Jalen Mitchell couldn't keep that ball in play. A Panama throw. Estadio Rommel Fernández, great venue here in Panama City. Opened in 1970, it's been renovated multiple times since. The most recent one was completed just earlier this year. Last year at this venue, in the second leg of this tie, Panama blew Costa Rica away. Had a 3-0 lead in the first half, wound up winning that second leg 3-1. Won that aggregate tie 6-1 overall. And they saved that early penalty and then scored right after that. Here tonight, you wondered if we were going to have a similar scoreline and a similar result. But the Alejandro Bran thunderbolt has lifted Costa Rica very much back in this. The other Nations League quarterfinal second leg in progress. It's been a great game in St. Louis. The United States leading Jamaica 4-2 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. Damari Gray has scored 2 away goals for Jamaica, but they would need 3 more. Christian Pulisic with 2 goals. Ricardo Pepi and Timothy Weah also on the score sheet for the United States. They have about 15 minutes or so of the 90 left in that game. The U.S., as things stand, closing in on another semifinal. They, of course, have won all 3 previous editions of this Concacaf Nations League tournament. Adventurous there from Mosquera. Had to get that volley right as he came out of his area. Mosquera saved the penalty early on. Was turned into a statue by Alejandro Bran's goal. Blackman in the 13th for Panama. Bran in the 24th for Costa Rica. Costa Rica looking so much more confident since that goal. Such swings and momentum already that we've seen in this first half. Mosquera has to play this without using his hands, of course, on the back pass from his teammate. Costa Rica winning more and more of those second balls, but then they hand it to Carrasquilla, who was then immediately dispossessed himself. Jefferson Brenes. Now Panama have Costa Rica a little bit stretched. They don't have a lot of red shirts forward yet. More joining the attack. That pass was behind Yoel Bárcenas, though. And he turns it back over. This is going to spin out for a Costa Rica throw. You see the scores so far. Panama with Blackman. Costa Rica with Brown. That's on the night, of course. 1-1 this evening. It's still 2-1 in Panama's favor since they took the opening leg on Thursday. 1-0 on that Jose Fajardo penalty. As things currently stand, that first leg result still the difference for Panama. If Costa Rica scored the next goal in this game, they would suddenly lead on the away goals rule. So much more possession for Costa Rica since they scored. Panama sitting off the ball a lot more. Costa Rica continuing to be very patient with it. Play that long switch that's headed down, and there's space to pick that up on the second ball. It's Ugalde trying to thread it through. The run was being made by Kenneth Vargas. Free kick, Panama. Cascante with the foul. Cascante, a veteran of 7 MLS seasons. He's played for Austin FC since 2021. Still those spaces in the middle of the park for Panama. Now a chance to cross in, and it's a really good delivery. Just a bit too high for Yoel Bárcenas. Patrick Sequeira was rooted to his line. Wasn't able to come get that. Would have been in real trouble if Bárcenas had been able to reach it. Ball stays in play. Costa Rica were convinced it was going to go out. It did not. Martinez. Deflected ball, still fought for. Costa Rica claim it. Hoofed up into the air from Cascante. 40 minutes gone, 5 to go, plus stoppage time until half. This is kept in play again by Panama, who are starting to crank up the pressure again, trying to restore a 2-goal lead on aggregate. Rodriguez earns a throw. Quickly back in for Carrasquilla. Big wrestling match. Free kick for Panama. Jefferson Brenes, a little bit too much wrestling, says Cesar Ramos. Besides refereeing the World Cup final between France and Morocco a couple of years ago, Cesar Ramos, he's also refereed a Club World Cup final Referee games in the Champions League, referee games at the 2018 World Cup as well. And has awarded this free kick to Panama, which is taken by Jose Rodriguez. Whistled in all the way through and out. Costa Rica continue to have issues with those deliveries from Rodriguez. Low, flat, hard, difficult to defend. Into that proverbial corridor of uncertainty where the goalkeeper doesn't feel he can come claim it. The central defenders have to turn and chase it. So difficult. Nobody in red able to make a connection. Closing in on half. Costa Rica tossing that throw back. Fans didn't appreciate that. Cordoba taking that ball for a walk up the touchline. And then some more. Costa Rica saying, how many yards? Who did that spin off last? It is a Panama throw. Carrasquilla. Bárcenas lays it back for Rodriguez. Out wide for Blackman. He's already scored once tonight. Not this time. Only one forward for Costa Rica. Long ball forcing Fidel Escobar to chase, and he does really well. Fidel Escobar appearing for an 84th time in a Panama shirt. He was a doubt for the first leg, picked up an injury over the previous few days. They weren't sure he was going to be able to go Thursday night. He did. That foul goes against Bárcenas. Free kick for Costa Rica in the final 90 seconds of the 45. Jalen Mitchell getting himself in front of Bárcenas. We're in the 84th minute now in St. Louis. The United States still with a 4-2 lead over Jamaica on the night. 5-2 overall. So the U.S. just over 5 minutes plus stoppage time away from another Nations League semifinal. And the semifinals and the final will be played next March 20th and 23rd in Los Angeles. See how much stoppage time we have at the end of this first half in just a moment. At least one more attack for Panama in this first half. And it's Blackman again. Martinez. Cordoba. We're into stoppage time now. And it is 3 minutes to be played at the end of this first half. Is there another twist in this first half before it comes to an end? That's clipped over the top. Defended well. Second ball almost fell for Blackman. Still has to be cleared, and now is. Taken for a dribble by Kenneth Vargas, who does well. And then releases Manfred Ugalde, and there are suddenly options on for Costa Rica here. It's lifted to this far side. A bit too far, really. Madrigal has it shielded out of play. Oh, he won the throw, though. Good work by Madrigal to not give up on that. Looked like a lost cause. It's little moments like that, especially in big games like this, that sometimes can make all the difference. Most of the time they don't, of course, but if Costa Rica were somehow to score a goal at the end of this sequence, hustle by Madrigal would be the reason why, but instead they give it away. Now it's a chance for Panama, but a loose first touch, and the chance is gone, and they had Yoel Bárcenas streaking unmarked down the middle. If Jose Fajardo could have just commanded that ball, he could have slid Bárcenas in. And that might have been that for Costa Rica, who get really lucky there. Carrasquilla, urged to shoot, lays it off instead. And now they do shoot, and that's why. Another thunderbolt, this one for Panama. Jose Rodriguez restores the party atmosphere in Panama City. A dagger in the final minute of first half stoppage time. Panama back in front by 2 on aggregate. 2-1 tonight, 3-1 overall. They wanted Carrasquilla to shoot initially. Instead, there was Rodriguez, who curled it beautifully into that top corner. The layoff from Bárcenas. Rodriguez out of his feet, said, why not? Why not indeed? You can do that. There was a touch, just a touch from Sequeira, not enough. Couldn't tip it over the bar. And Costa Rica, having gotten themselves back in this tie, now face a mountain again. There's the first half whistle. What an end to an incredible first half at the Estadio Rommel Fernández. They gave away a penalty early. Costa Rica missed the penalty. Then the goal from Blackman. Then the incredible goal from Alejandro Bran got Costa Rica back in it. But right before halftime, Jose Rodriguez changes the narrative again. And so with 45 gone and 45 to go in this quarterfinal second leg, it is Panama 2, Costa Rica 1, Panama up 3-1 overall. We'll have first half highlights in just a moment from Panama City. Back for the second half of the second leg in this Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal between Panama and Costa Rica. Panama leading 2-1 on the night, 3-1 overall in the aggregate score. They are in position at the moment to beat their rivals for the 7th consecutive time overall, to beat them at this stage of the competition for a 2nd consecutive year. And Thomas Christensen hoping his side can finish things off in the second half. Costa Rica about to make a double change at halftime. They're going to bring Joel Campbell into the game and also introduce Alexis Gamboa. Captain Francisco Calvo is taken out, and so is Jefferson Brenes. Interesting that Calvo is removed. He's a guy that has played 102 times for them. He's their captain. He was on a yellow card, though, and he was a bit fortunate not to pick up a second yellow and a red card in the first half. So we are set for the second half, and referee Cesar Ramos blows the whistle. Off we go again. Panama get things back underway. In the red, Costa Rica in the white. It's Panama from left to right in this second half. How much do they push for additional goals? Again, they have a 2-goal cushion on aggregate in this tie. They go right to the attack, though. And looking for a free kick, which is not given by Cesar Ramos, who says, get up, to Jose Fajardo. Costa Rica immediately advance it down this right side. There weren't a ton of attacking moments for Costa Rica in that first half. They scored that incredible goal from Alejandro Brand from a long way out, as this will spin out of play for a goal kick. There you see confirmation of the changes. Gamboa for Calvo. Campbell for Brenes. Joel Campbell, such a legend in Costa Rica. This is his 148th appearance for the national team. Out of his area is Sequeira. Claimed at midfield. Sequeira hustling back to his line. Taken for a dribble for a while by Jose Rodriguez, who scored that golazo just before halftime, but gives away the foul here. Fouling Brandon Aguilera. Costa Rica used to be so dominant in this series. They once had a 10-game winning run that spanned 13 years against Panama from 1992 through 2005. And now it's Panama who've been on top in this decade. And here goes Carrasquilla knifing through the defense and lays it along. Chance for that third goal of the night. Still falls in the box, and Blackman, goalkeeper, saw it late. Patrick Sequeira surprised. Carrasquilla has stayed down. That's concerning for Panama, of course. Carrasquilla, the reigning CONCACAF Player of the Year. See what happened to him at the end of this play. He gets bumped by Brandon Aguilera. Blackman, meanwhile, shooting. And Sekira surprised by that. I'm not sure if the referee's whistle had blown, or Costa Rica certainly thought that it had. Well, I don't think play had actually been stopped. Costa Rica seemed to be under the impression that it had been. They seemed angry at Blackman for taking that shot, but confusing sequence. Still most of the second half remaining, of course. If Costa Rica could find that next goal, this game would be right back in the balance. They'll need to score twice in this second half as things currently stand. Another one from Panama would almost certainly put it away for them. It's a loose ball, and Fajardo almost able to get to it, and might still. And here comes Sekira. Costa Rica living right on the edge, just hanging around barely in this tie at the moment. Julio Cascante says he doesn't need treatment. Nations League quarterfinal second leg has gone final a while ago, by the way. The United States defeating Jamaica 4-2 behind 2 goals from Christian Pulisic. They beat Jamaica 5-2 on aggregate, and so they are back in the Nations League Final Four. 3-time defending champions. Their bid for a four-peat still very much alive. Martinez does well. Panama started the second half really confidently. Again, here's Blackman. Scored the opener in the first half. Cesar Blackman tries to dribble right through Jalen Mitchell. Balls have been staying in play along the touchlines. Can't assume that it's going to roll out here. Costa Rica have something on, and Ugalde, first touch, wasn't able to get it out in front of him the way he wanted. He wanted that pass further out in front of him in the first place. He's forced to hook behind him a little bit, which slowed his momentum and allowed Farinha to catch up and tackle it out. Lassiter takes the throw, chested down at the edge of the area. Martinez gets his body in the way and earns the foul. Skia dropping really deep there, almost acting like another defender. Skia capable of playing that number 6 role, shielding the back 4, the back 3. Often plays a more advanced attacking midfield role for Panama. Doesn't actually score for them that often. He's only scored twice in over 60 appearances, but so much of what this team does runs through him, as it is right now, and he earns another free kick. Nice ball down the left side. Underlapping run, excellent. Return from Barcenas. Already has 1 assist tonight. Now Martinez looking for space to shoot. Martinez again. Couldn't thread his way through the back 3. Murillo now. Martinez. Panama, with this 2-goal lead on aggregate, don't have to take unnecessary risks. What a dribble there, and a foul earned by Alejandro Brown, who scored that incredible goal in the first half for Costa Rica that gave them some life in this tie. Such a body blow to give up that goal right before halftime then. Was that onside? Doesn't matter. Mosquera able to take. It's been a really fun game from a neutral standpoint. Less fun still if you're Costa Rica, at least at the moment. Panama is generally dominant as they've been overall. Not completely home yet as Campbell earns an attacking throw for Costa Rica. The one criticism you could have of Panama is that as much as they tend to dominate games now, sometimes they don't put teams away. Sometimes they don't score as many goals as their play would seem to merit. And so they are vulnerable to moments like Alejandro Brand produced in the first half, where they totally dominated, but suddenly it was 1-1. Still in a healthy position in this quarterfinal tie. Martinez juked one way and turned the other, which opened up that space to advance the ball further. Longtime Panama fans talk about how fortunate they are to have lived long enough to see this version of the national team. The thought that a Panama side could play as fluidly and aesthetically as this team does, something that many Panama fans couldn't have imagined for many decades. Skia, that was turned over. Only one player up in the attack for Costa Rica. That's a great first touch, though, by Ugalde, who keeps going, trying to find a teammate, and now does on the right side of the box. Toward the end line, trying to get him across. Kenneth Vargas blocked the first time. Goes for a tumble, doesn't get the foul. Furious that he didn't. Play goes on. And then the foul goes against Costa Rica, and their frustration grows 10 minutes into the second half. And a yellow card as well for Jalen Mitchell. Well, they thought that they should have had a free kick just a moment ago, and then a frustration tug on the way by. Mitchell's now been booked in both legs of this quarterfinal. Neat combination and kept in on this right side. Rodriguez returned for Fajardo, didn't reach. Still about 35 minutes to go. Jalen Mitchell, second player booked for Costa Rica tonight. Rodriguez scored in the last minute of first half stoppage time. Blackman had opened the scoring tonight for Panama. Brand had responded for Costa Rica. Fajardo scored the penalty in the first leg. 3-1 overall in favor of Panama. Now Brand from distance again. Already scored from there once. This one's deflected out for a corner. Why not? '13th cap for Costa Rica. I mentioned the goal in the first half was his first in his international career. Campbell takes the corner, curls it in, and boy, Mosquera got himself stranded, and he's fortunate his teammates were there to bail him out. Mosquera totally misjudged that ball. It's a good delivery from Campbell. Mosquera undershot it, missed it completely with his hands. Switched out to Campbell again. Campbell thought he was fouled. He was. Free kick. Joel Campbell had a tough cameo late in that first leg. Hardly was able to get on the ball, and when he did, he miskicked it out of play. On at halftime today, given a lot more time to make an impact in the game, looking a lot sharper so far. Still only 32 years old, which is hard to believe. Debuted at 17 for Costa Rica. Takes this set piece as well. This one toward the back post, and this one claimed by Mosquera with a lot more confidence. And he goes long. It's just about inch perfect. It's going to spin out of play, and this should be a corner for Panama. It is. Well, Thomas Christensen has taken Panama to the Nations League finals the last 2 years. He's just over a half an hour away from doing it again. Doing it for a second straight year at the expense of their Central American neighbors, who had been the dominant power in Central America for so long. Panama have dethroned them in recent years and are now trying to keep that throne for themselves. In by Bárcenas. Back post and off the bar. A thundering volley that just missed. Costa Rica still in the tie, just barely. Frame of the goal still rattling. Fidel Escobar arrived and slammed it off the woodwork. Wide open on the left side. Early ball in. Deflects all the way through. Still in play and off the side netting. Michael Murillo arrived. Couldn't get it on frame. Goal kick. Costa Rica on the ropes. Look at this delivery. Perfectly timed arrival. Almost a perfect volley from Fidel Escobar. He's a center back, remember. 84th appearance for Panama. He'd only scored 3 times. That was almost a beauty. Campbell lifts it over the top. Hustled after by Ugalde, but taken on the edge of the area by Mosquera instead. And we played 60 minutes at the Estadio Rommel Fernández. 30 to go. A 2-goal lead overall for Panama. Costa Rica need more in the attack. Haven't been able to generate a lot over these 2 legs, other than that incredible goal from Brown, which came from nowhere. They slip it through here. Ugalde commits the foul. You see his frustration. Still don't know what the discussion was, as we're going to have a change here for Panama. They'll bring Anibal Godoy on for Coco Carrasquilla, who you wonder is still feeling the effects of that collision about 7 minutes ago. Hasn't really been on the ball since. So it's interesting for Panama, taking Carrasquilla, their best player, the Concacaf Player of the Year, off with still a half an hour to play. Seeming pretty secure for now, but still in a situation where that could change with quite a bit of time remaining. And in fact, they give it away here. Can Costa Rica create something from this? Aguilera over the bar. A warning for Panama that this game is not safe yet. Change coming for Costa Rica now. Alonso Martinez will make his way onto the pitch for Manfred Ugalde. And you do wonder what this discussion was before that penalty for Costa Rica very early in this game. Remember, Ugalde initially had the ball under his arm and had placed it down on the penalty spot, but then he gave way to Warren Madrigal, who took the penalty and didn't take it very well, and it was saved by Mosquera. That was such a key moment early in this match. If that penalty goes in, Costa Rica would have wiped out Panama's away goal advantage from the first leg right away. Who knows how this game unfolds? Ugalde, not sure if he was intending to take that penalty or if he was always the decoy and it was always going to be Madrigal's. Either way, Ugalde's night is done. Costa Rica's Nations League campaign 27.5 minutes away from being done if they don't score at least twice. Player down. Looks like Brendan Aguilera. Referee Cesar Ramos waving the Panama players back on the pitch. They were turning this into a de facto hydration break. Aguilera getting treatment on the touchline. Match time temperature about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a very humid night in Panama, though. Some of that being felt now, it looks like, just over an hour in. Switch to the right from Murillo. Panama would love a third goal on the night and a fourth overall that would put this tie away. Just about confirm their place in the tournament semifinals. Here they come down the left, dancing into the box, onto the right foot, and on target, but saved by Sequeira. Again, these Panama fans, they want their team to win this tie overall and go through to the semis, but they also want them to hold on to this lead in this individual game, as they want to extend that 6-match winning run against Costa Rica to 7. So if Costa Rica, say, were to grab a second goal and this game ended 2-2, that would still work for Panama in terms of going through on aggregate. It'd be a little bit disappointing for the Panama fans, I'm sure. They would take it overall. Free kick for Panama right on the halfway line with 25 minutes to play. Hannibal Godoy protecting that ball and drawing the contact from Joel Campbell. Change for Costa Rica with Randall Leal coming on. Randall Leal plays for Nashville SC in Major League Soccer. He had a very injury-plagued season, only played 69 minutes for Nashville. There was some questioning of interim manager Claudio Vivas' squad selection for this tie. Costa Rican press and fan base raised a lot of questions as to why he didn't call up Diego Campos. It's Brendan Aguilera, who is the player subbed out there, not able to shake off that injury a moment ago. So Randall Leal into the game. Again, hardly played for Nashville SC this year. Diego Campos had gotten off to a great start this season for Alajuelense, one of the top teams in Costa Rica. He's been the leading scorer in the Costa Rican League. Now, chance for Murillo. Squares it across, and it's off the back heel of Joel Bárcenas. Out for a goal kick. Another chance for Panama to put this away. Murillo squaring it, and just behind Bárcenas. Anyhow, questioning of Claudio Vivas not calling up the red-hot Diego Campos, as this is taken by Mosquera. And in a tie where Costa Rica have looked a little short of attacking firepower and attacking ideas. A guy like Campos, who's been banging in the goals for Alajuelense this season. I'm not saying you would have made the difference, but I'm sure there are some Costa Rican fans that are wondering. Here's Fajardo behind the defense. Fajardo trying to put it to bed for Panama. His first touch wasn't great. Wild slide along the touchline. It's just a Panama throw. Into the final quarter of this match. Anyway, I bring up Campos because Randall Leal was just introduced in the game. And when Claudio Vivas was asked why he chose not to call up Diego Campos, Vivas was quoted as saying, I believe he has a good level and he can compete, but I think that there are players in this squad who have had greater participation in their clubs. This is taken down by Martinez, and then Campbell on the right side, and across the face, a goal, and it's in. The flag has stayed down, and Costa Rica are back in this again. Alonso Martinez touches it home. It's 2-2 on the night. It's 3-2 overall. And the mood shifts once more in Panama City. Ticos fans, spirits raised. Was he onside here? Yes, he was. Double deflection off himself. There was a shout for handball from Orlando Mosquera. A square ball from Kenneth Vargas. And Alonso Martinez plays for New York City FC. Ooh, did that deflect in off his arm. That was what Mosquera immediately claimed. VAR will review this, of course. I mean, that deflects in off his left arm. The question is the arm in a natural position? I don't know. That's close. It is disallowed. So it does not count, and the 2-goal lead remains for Panama. And the frustration just continues for Costa Rica in this tie. And Panama behind the line. Flag is down, big chance, and somehow put over the bar by Fajardo. Wow. Well, he'd scored in the first leg. He'd scored in both legs of the quarterfinal last year against Costa Rica. Might not get a better chance to make it 4 straight games against them than he did just there, but not able to convert that time. Less than 20 minutes of the 90 remaining. Can Costa Rica pick themselves up off the floor one more time? So many deflating moments for them tonight. And that disallowed goal a moment ago, the latest. And what makes that one especially frustrating is that Alonso Martinez basically missed his initial attempt with the goal completely open. If he just knocks it in with his front foot, it's a simple goal. Instead, he deflects it off his own arm and in, as Jose Rodriguez, who scored what right now would be the winning goal on the night. An incredible goal just before halftime. He goes out. And so does Jose Fajardo, whose chance a moment ago was his last of the evening. Eduardo Guerrero comes on. Free kick for Costa Rica. Scoop toward the back post. Open header across the face and touched in. And this one's going to stand. And again, it's Alonso Martinez. And now it is 2-2 on the night. And now it is 3-2 overall. And again, Costa Rica are within a goal. And they refuse to die in this tie. Tico's toughness. Less than 20 to play. It's clearly onside. There's absolutely no suspicion of handball on this one. Martinez made the proper contact the first time with his front foot. And credit to him for coming right back. It would have been easy for him to drop his head after having that goal disallowed a moment ago. And he didn't. And Costa Rica have a chance. And the nerves have returned in Panama City. That is his first goal for the national side, Alonso Martinez, in his 19th cap. What a game. It just ebbs and flows and twists and turns, and every time you think you know where it's going, it takes another twist. Is there another one to come with 17 minutes plus still remaining? What a touch from Campbell. Not able to find a teammate from there. Panama still very dangerous on the break, of course, and here they come. It's Guerrero just on the pitch a couple minutes ago. Guerrero near post and saved by Sakira. Flag now goes up. Now here come Costa Rica. They're in down the right. It's Martinez. He scores again. And Costa Rica lead on away goals. Can you believe it? Incredible. A Tico turnaround for the ages. They were dead and buried. And now it's Panama who have to score with 15 and a half minutes to play. Suddenly they were in. It was Vargas again, setting up Martinez again. He'd never scored for the national team until tonight. He scored 2 in the last few minutes to turn this around completely. Panama went to sleep, and Costa Rica may have knocked them out. Stunning. Yellow card on the celebration shown, I think, to Manfred Ugalde, who's already been subbed out. Ugalde couldn't care less. Now Martinez has also been booked for removing his shirt, so Martinez goes into the book. He's on the score sheet twice, and Costa Rica, for the first time in this tie, are ahead on away goals. Or are they? What's happened now? Offside, the goal has been chalked off. It does not count. Amazing. And the Panama fans celebrate again. What is going on? What a night. It's not over. Well, it was offside. VAR saying that somebody was behind the last defender at some point in that goal-scoring sequence. So it's still 2-2 on the night, and Panama still are in front 3-2 overall. Panama, though, looking very shaky on a night where a couple times they thought they had turned it into a procession, and that's risky from Mosquera. Again, he's done that a couple times tonight. To be fair to him, he's volleyed it away safely both times. Shouts for a foul there as Martinez goes tumbling. Cesar Ramos says play on, and Costa Rica are happy to do that. Panama want it put out of play with Martinez down. Costa Rica don't have to do that. It's not a head injury. And now the referee stops play, and Costa Rica are furious about that. And the Costa Rican bench is up in arms, and somebody's been shown a card there. And I think that's Claudio Vivas, their interim head coach. Martinez and Panama wanted a foul on Joel Campbell there. Now Campbell gets a yellow. I don't think he was called for a foul initially, but he's been carded now. May have been for dissent. Well, if you love this sport, if you love drama, if you love tension, intrigue, twists, turns, this is your night. Panama thought they had made this pretty safe a couple times. Costa Rica, for about 60 seconds, thought they'd gone in front on away goals with a dramatic turnaround. Just in the last 10 minutes, they've had 2 goals chalked off, one for offside, one for handball. They've had another goal that stood. Panama fans have had about 100 heart attacks. And this was another incident off the ball a moment ago. Well, this is the goal that was disallowed. So the final ball is clearly onside, but I think it was the previous pass that was given as offside. Well, Costa Rica keep going, and Panama are stretched again, and they could be in here. The whistle is gone, and what do we have? This is going to be a red card. Panama are down to 10 for the final 10 minutes. Fidel Escobar is sent off. And he can have absolutely no complaints as he karate kicked his man across the chest. Anthony Contreras, who came on a little while ago, chopped down. And Escobar will take the walk. He'll take as much time as he can before doing it, of course. And you just saw Julio Cascante point to the referee saying, don't let them waste time like this. Make sure you keep track of it. This is going to be a free kick for Costa Rica, by the way, just outside the area. Panama are going to make a change after that red card. That would mean if Panama can hang on, and that's certainly not a given right now, but if they could hang on and reach the semifinals next March, Escobar, one of their key central defenders, would be suspended for that semifinal. But that's a problem they'd be happy to have at this point. Costa Rica trying to make that a moot point by scoring one more and taking the lead on away goals, which they thought they had done about 5 minutes ago, and which they still could do. Randall Leal is around this free kick. Wouldn't that be something if he were to score this? Again, he only appeared in 69 minutes all season in Major League Soccer. Injured all year. Randall Leal from the free kick. It's just over. He thought he had it for a moment. Just couldn't quite keep it down. The technique was pretty good. Got it over the wall, but it was a bit wide as well. So Panama up a goal still on aggregate, thanks to their 1-0 win in the away leg on Thursday in San Jose. 2-2 tonight, 3-2 Panama overall. Panama down to 10 for these final minutes after the red card to Escobar a moment ago. And they are sitting back now, trying to defend what they have. And that's not a good ball forward from Campbell. It's a goal kick, and Costa Rica will hustle after this ball and try to hand it to Orlando Mosquera to keep him from wasting too much time. I think referee Cesar Ramos warning Mosquera about time wasting as well. The United States already through to the semifinal after beating Jamaica earlier tonight 4-2 and 5-2 overall. Mexico and Honduras, Canada and Suriname play tomorrow night in the second legs of their ties. Canada with the 1-0 advantage in theirs. Honduras will take a 2-0 lead to Mexico. Costa Rica creating a turnover. Chance here on the right side. It's Vargas. His square ball was blocked. Desperation block from Blackman. Still alive for Campbell. He slips. Can't keep it. It's taken away by Barcenas. And he outlets to Guerrero. Again, with 10, they don't have as many options here, Panama, but they still work it through the middle of the park and then lose it. Frantic, breathless, nervous. A goal for Costa Rica and they're going through. And if they don't score, it's Panama who move on to the semis. Panama are about to make a double change to try to shore things up for these final minutes. Campbell, given space, given time, picks out his cross, back post, and it hops all the way through and out. He had 2 to aim for against just 1 defender. Panama fortunate. It was Contreras, one of those crashing that back stick. Here's that double change. Christian Martinez goes out. Giovanni Ramos replaces him. Ramos plays in Peru. 17th cap for Panama. 5 minutes of the 90 left. We should have a healthy amount of stoppage time as well, you'd think. Carlos Harvey, the other guy coming on for Cesar Blackman, who scored the first goal of the night, which feels like a long time ago now with everything that's happened since. Panama, at various points in the first and second halves, looked like they were going to turn this into a procession tonight. It'll be 90 minutes of partying for these home fans. Costa Rica twice have punched back really out of nowhere, and then they looked like they had scored a third goal to suddenly take the lead on away goals, but then that was wiped out by offside after a long delay. Then the red card to Escobar, but still Panama hanging on for the moment. Just on the pitch. Whistle goes, free kick Panama. That's precious for them. Bad foul to give away for Costa Rica. And allows the clock to milk as Carlos Harvey earns that free kick. Well, there was mutual shirt pulling there. Julio Cascante ended up getting called for the foul, and that certainly frustrates Costa Rica. Patrick Sequeira setting up his wall. From the free kick, it's over the bar, off the roof of the net for Michael Murillo. Not far away. 3 minutes until stoppage time. 3-2 Panama on aggregate in this Nations League quarterfinal. 2-2 on the night. Costa Rica need one more. Just 2 in the attack for Panama, but they've worked it really well, and now a third man joining. Right through the middle of the park they come and blasted wide. Eduardo Guerrero aggressive, but off frame. Race toward this near touch line, but Panama throw. Again, they'll take their time. Clock very much against Costa Rica now. Nervous hush at the Estadio Rommel Fernández. Ariel Lassiter. Leal. Lassiter again. Not going to get there. It's hammered out of play by Murillo. Costa Rica coaching staff helping, acting as the ball boys there, get it back in play quickly for Gamboa. And Leal and Lassiter. MLS veteran trying to make it happen at the end here for Costa Rica. He goes down. Referee not interested. Goal kick. Into the final minute of the 90. Lots of interest will be paid to fourth official Victor Caceres in just a moment. See what number goes up on his board. How much stoppage time we'll have. This is hustled after and kept in play. It's really good work by Kaiser Lennis. And now Guerrero into the middle, and there's space there. And what a save by Sequeira to keep this tie alive for now. Carlos Harvey thought he had ended it. Patrick Sequeira keeps the question open. It is a corner for Panama. Cesar Ramos pointing to his watch, saying, I'm keeping track of how much time you're taking here. Into stoppage time we go. Into the box come Panama, weaving their way through and then giving away the foul. 7 minutes of stoppage time given. 7 minutes to go. 7 more minutes for Panama to hang on and reach another Nations League semifinal. 7 minutes for Costa Rica to find a third goal, which would tilt the tie in their favor and send them through on away goals. From a neutral standpoint, it's fantastic. If you're a fan of either of these two sides, it's unbearable. It's exactly why we love this sport. Leal trying to protect this, does well. Leal still serves it into the middle, repelled there. Costa Rica are stretched now, as you'd expect at this stage. No foul there, on they go. This is 1-on-3. And doing very well to win a throw, Eduardo Guerrero. And a yellow card shown, I think for time wasting. Yeah, you see Cesar Ramos pointing to his watch. So Eduardo Guerrero into the book in stoppage time. Everybody on their feet in Panama City. Guerrero. Milk clock by the corner flag. That took a kind spin for Panama. Shouts for the foul, but they're not going to get that. Leal is fouled. Free kick Costa Rica. They take it right away. Down to 5 minutes remaining. Lassiter. Panama trying to retain the Central American crown. Trying to knock out their rivals for a second straight year. Costa Rica trying to pull off a shock after trailing 2-0 and 3-1 on aggregate. Costa Rica throw. Vargas will take it. Campbell. Can he produce one more big moment for the national side? That's kept in play. Panama appeared to have stopped for a moment. They get fortunate. This game is totally disjointed now. It's completely absorbing, and it's Guerrero on the counter. Guerrero trying to feed it through the lines, but it was knocked away by Lassiter into the arms of Sequeira. And we have 4 unbearable minutes to play. Lassiter. Looking for options, spoons it into the middle. That was never going to work. Panama looking a little bit more calm. Carlos Harvey very patiently keeps possession. Costa Rica desperate to get it back. Now they do. Midway through the additional 7 minutes. Long diagonal ball. Campbell trying to get on the end of it. Campbell flanked by 2 defenders. It's put out for a throw by Yoel Barcenas. Jalen Mitchell's going to line up the long throw with 3 minutes to play. See how exhausted he is. He's played the whole game. Nerve-shredding night. Launched into the box. Flick on one. Ball on the doorstep. Still loose. Stabbed back. Taken back by Panama. And they clear. And they breathe. Everybody back to defend in red. Just about everybody forward in white. Bodies tumbling and rolling everywhere, and it's 1-on-2 for Panama here. And trying to poke his way through. Guerrero still in a battle. And the whistle is gone to stop the play. And a foul against Guerrero. Two minutes to play. 2-2 on the night. 3-2 Panama on aggregate. Costa Rica one more time down the left. Vargas onto his right. Pokes it back for Lassiter. Ariel Lassiter into the area. Headed back out. Throw for Costa Rica. Lassiter quickly in for Leal. Switch of play to the far side. Bounces through to Campbell. Couldn't take it first time. Trying to keep it in play. He does. Now trying to turn the corner and misses it and loses it. And Panama have Costa Rica stretched. They play it conservatively for now. And then it's missed entirely. Well, they had the numbers for a moment to break there and put this away. They'll have to defend for another minute. Still on a knife edge. A goal for Costa Rica wins it for them. But they have to score. Lassiter clips it in. Great ball, and it's headed over the top. What a chance. There was the chance. Will they get another? Contreras. And he knows that might be it. Mosquera pulling out all the tricks to take as much time as he plausibly can. Launches it as far down the pitch as he can, and they win the second ball. Looking for the free kick. Referee doesn't give it. One more chance maybe for Costa Rica, and they play it behind the line, and it's headed back away from Martinez, who was hunting for that loose ball, and it nearly fell to him. Mosquera falls on top of it. We've had the 7 minutes. How much more time now does Cesar Ramos allow? There's full time. Party time in Panama City. After 90 minutes of breathless, intense, topsy-turvy, upside-down soccer, Costa Rica came back into it twice, but couldn't get the third goal that they needed. And Panama hang on. They move on to the Concacaf Nations League Finals next March for a third consecutive year, and they knock out their Central American rivals once again. A scuffle after the whistle. It ends 2-2 on the night, and on aggregate, Panama 3, Costa Rica 2.
muy difícil, luchan hasta el final, hasta el último minuto, pero no logran al final el objetivo.
Sí, es una pena, una tristeza no poder ganar. Creo que hicimos los méritos suficientes para ganar. El VAR nos quitó goles y nada, hay que seguir trabajando para todo lo que viene.
El sueño no termina hoy, queda una nueva oportunidad para poder clasificarse a Copa Oro.
Sí, bueno, hay que luchar hasta el final y bueno, creo que el equipo mostró una buena cara hoy y bueno, así es el fútbol.
Gracias. gol que les da la clasificación?
Nada, la verdad, darle gracias a Dios, ¿no? Por este momento. Creo que era un momento importante para nosotros, la verdad, poder sacar una victoria aquí en casa con nuestra gente. Y la verdad que feliz poder ayudar a mi equipo, ¿no? Con ese gran gol que metí. Para mí siempre será un honor meter el gol aquí en el Rommel Fernández con mi gente, con mi familia. Y nada, darle gracias a Dios por eso.
Tuvieron una bonita oportunidad de celebrar en casa. Ahora, ¿qué es lo que esperaremos de Panamá en la siguiente ronda en el Final Four?
No, creo que tenemos que, obviamente, mejorar muchísimo. Tenemos muchas cosas por mejorar. El partido de hoy fue un partido muy difícil. La verdad que Costa Rica, le doy mi respeto, jugaron muy bien. Pero bueno, nosotros tenemos que tratar siempre de ir mejorando, ver los ajustes para la próxima ronda poder pasar. Gracias.
Ahora.
What a night at the Estadio Rommel Fernández here in Panama City, as an early penalty was saved by Orlando Mosquera. That was a great chance for Costa Rica early on to get right back in the tie. Panama then took control for quite a while, and they would find the opening goal of the night eventually. This cross by Yoel Bárcenas took a couple deflections and fell at the back post for Cesar Blackman to hammer home. And Panama, after saving that early penalty, had all the momentum, and they looked like they were going to run away with this one early. Costa Rica looked totally deflated and demoralized, and Panama nearly had a third in the tie and a second on the night. Costa Rica started to grow into the game a little bit. They had a header flash over the bar, but then this from Alejandro Brand changed the whole feel of the game. It was the first big sign of life from Costa Rica, and what a sign it was, what a strike it was. Hammering it and slicing it inside that far post. Suddenly it was 1-1 on the night, 2-1 overall. Panama tried to regain the momentum. They thought they should have had a penalty there. There were plenty of big challenges throughout the game. Panama, on this cross that went just over and out, they would regain the lead just before halftime, though. It was a real gut punch for Costa Rica, who'd been putting some pressure on as the first half wore on. You could sense some nerves growing for Panama and their fans. Coco Carrasquilla always at the heart of things for Panama when he was on the pitch. Just before halftime, though, this layoff, Jose Rodriguez, what a strike for the Puma, just outside the area and curling it gorgeously. Sequeira, you could see there, got his fingertips on it, but couldn't tip it over the bar. So it was 2-1 Panama on the night, 3-1 overall. And again, Panama looked like they might cruise and looked like they might add on to that lead. But they couldn't find a final goal to really put the thing to bed. And Costa Rica then would nearly get themselves back into it a couple of times. And they thought that they had a second goal on the night, after Panama had a corner that was volleyed off the crossbar. It was an incredible strike from Fidel Escobar, and then a shot sent over the top. But Panama kept hitting on the counterattack, and it kept looking like it was just a matter of time before they scored that put-away goal. Costa Rica just hanging on, but they got back into it here as a back post cross found Alonso Martinez, who had had a goal disallowed for handball just a couple minutes prior. That made it 2-2. Then a free kick curled just wide by Randall Leal. This free kick onto the roof of the net for Panama. So it was 2-2 on the night, 3-2 overall. One more goal from Costa Rica would have swung it in their favor. This was a great stop from Patrick Sequeira to keep the tie alive. And then Costa Rica thought they'd taken the lead on away goals. This square ball from Alonso Martinez, or it was bundled home by Alonso Martinez. This was the handball before their second goal. That was disallowed. But it ends 2-2 on the night, 3-2 to Panama. They just hang on. And our full-time statistics after this crazy game at the Estadio Rommel Fernández. 14 shots to 10 for Panama. They ended up 50-50 in possession. 4 yellow cards for Costa Rica, 1 red card for Panama, along with a yellow. None of the stats really matter in the end. What matters is that Panama are through to the Nations League semifinals, and they have qualified for the Gold Cup proper next summer. Costa Rica will go into the Gold Cup play-ins. They still have a chance to be there next summer, but Panama are definitely there, and they'll be in Los Angeles in that Final Four of the Nations League in March. For our entire great crew, this is Donnie Barnes saying goodnight from Panama City. It ends 2-2 on the night. On aggregate, Panama 3, Costa Rica 2.